the year may be over, but this game isn't certainly over for us, because we still gotta cover this.
Mm-hmm. I'm pulling you out of retirement, Doug, to finish this one last case.
Why you gonna pull me out of retirement?
Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought it possible, folks? Shadow the Hedgehog, the game, got a sequel, and they lumped it with Sonic Generations.
Literally.
What a value.
Who would have thought that
for
this is? Who would have thought we got a sequel to both the best game in the series and the worst game in the series?
All in one.
all in one neat little package. But yeah, we're finally going to be covering Sonic and Shadow Generations. But you may be wondering, why am I doing this? Well, the initial plan was James was going to be doing Sonic Generations first, but we changed it last second, so I'm going to be doing the Shadow portion first.
Right, because let's be real here. Since the year has ended, since 2024 ended, a lot happened with this franchise, especially in Shadow's End. I feel like this would be the most appropriate time to talk about it, and the most appropriate time to talk about it is with his base campaign.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But for those of you out there that don't remember who the heck the Shadow the Hedgehog is, let's showcase his story.
Alright.
50 years ago, aboard the space colony Ark, the genius Professor Gerald Robotnik sought to create the ultimate life.
He lost a lot of weight since the last time we saw him.
Shadow.
Gerald got quite the glow up.
Listen, you'd be surprised how well a man can keep in shape in space.
For real.
A series of tragedies befell the Ark. The military sought to cover
And
everything.
Hold it
everybody
right there, little
applauded.
girl.
They took the lives of Gerald and Maria.
Everybody
and sailed
applauded.
Shadow away.
Devil.
They applaud in the worst place possible.
Shadow.
For
was
real, yeah.
awakened. Filled with anger and sadness, he was haunted by Maria's final words to him.
Though he couldn't quite remember all of it.
I beg of you, for all the people on that planet.
Kill them.
Shadow was bent on revenge.
It just makes me think the whole, like, from Megamind, you are destined for. I didn't quite get that last part.
Shadow remembered Maria's final wish. To protect
Oh
her
yeah, I
beloved
should actually
planet
help them.
and all
Oh
who
yeah, give him a chance to be
There were more
happy.
secrets to Shadow's
Ugh.
past.
Who invited these
What's up
bozos?
there?
The DNA.
Good old-fashioned,
You'd really think I'd be gone forever.
a good old-fashioned
Yes,
retcon.
expected him to be the vanguard for his invasion of Earth.
Retconning is sin.
After many battles, Shadow crushed
Gonna
Black
blow him up.
Doom and his
Many?
forces. Finally,
Yep,
breaking free
many.
from his
Yeah,
Dude,
although
do
we
we
only
play
really
the-
saw the one because all the others
Shadow
didn't
the
matter.
Hedgehog.
I was like, wait, are you kidding me? I watched Doug play frickin' Westopolis like 20 times before we were done.
Returned
10.
to haunt him.
Well, technically 11, because of the expert.
Ah, fair.
So there you have it.
Yeah, yeah, it was a nice addition for people that don't know the full story of Shadow, even up to this point, which would be very surprising. But other than that, enough fucking around. Yes, thank God we have save files. I'm glad about
Yes.
that.
Although one of them is probably going to have to go. Or not.
What?
Editing.
50 years ago, up in space, a black hedgehog was born. And a little girl got to watch the whole thing.
And yeah,
I was
honestly,
gonna
good.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm also gonna say right now, these cutscenes, they fucking cook with these cutscenes.
Oh yeah, no, like, especially after the success of Sonic Frontiers, like, Sonic Team got a huge enough budget to actually make the cutscenes look really good again.
Yeah.
In fact, probably look the best they've ever been in since Unleashed, honestly.
And Mike is Gerald again. But honestly, after the redesign, honestly, I think the best Maria's looked in Sonic quote-unquote art style since.
Dude, you should have seen the neurons that activated in my mind the moment I realized they were making a model for Maria in the modern day. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh.
Oh.
Oh, meanwhile, back on Earth.
Oh yeah,
I copy.
Dark
Yep, this
Beginnings.
is
will
during
explain-
Sonic's birthday.
Yeah, Dark Beginnings will explain a lot of this. For now, Shadow had already promised Rouge that in exchange for getting him up on the Ark, he would go to a birthday party.
Don't go to the birthday party. It's scam.
Told you.
It's a trap.
They're serving nothing but chili dogs, the Neanderthals.
Well, there's also
I knew this
cupcakes.
was a scam.
And I am, you know what? It took me a couple games, but I am starting to get behind Shadow's voice actor here now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like
Kirk-
honestly, like
Kirk
I was never one of
just
those.
cooked hard.
Yeah, I was never one of those people that disliked Kirk as Shadow, but like the second we started hearing a lot of him in this, I was like, you people owe this man an apology.
Literally.
Literally. Like, I never doubted Kirk for a second. I always knew he could be a decent Shadow. And this proves it.
Whoa.
Oh, hello.
So, right away, how would you say, to get the comparison, how would you say Shadow controls to Sonic in base generations?
Fluidly.
Alright.
So I guess to start things off, Shadow the Hedgehog here, he does control very similarly to Sonic does, how Sonic does in base generations, with a few exceptions. First and foremost, he can double jump, like Sonic has been able to in the past couple of games, which is nice. He also is equipped with the Chaos Spear, which you can activate by pressing the top button on your controller.
Yep. And, oh, nice. And what's that meter in the bottom there, Doug?
That's our Chaos Control meter.
Oh.
Yep,
Is it
like
as
kinda-
broken as it was in Shadow the Hedgehog 1?
No.
Actually, I would honestly argue it's much better. It's much more practical in this game than it's ever been in Shadow the Hedgehog, because not only does it freeze time, but sometimes you'll see green bits of aura in the background, which you can approach and pretty much go into warp speed mode. It basically just
The
approaching.
Lightspeed dash?
You'll warp from one place to another.
Okay.
Speaking of warping from one place to another, as per usual, Shadow can homing attack much like Sonic, like any other Hedgehog can. But for him, he actually, whenever he approaches an enemy while doing so, he actually warps straight to them, which is kind of necessary in certain cases where, like, the enemy is right behind like a fence, gate, or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, and it's very useful for that.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
One of the only times where this is going to be happening.
Yeah, sometimes you'll have to do Chaos Control. It's like
Required.
you're forced to do it and do it like all QTA. Yeah.
And that's the only time I'm doing that.
Oh, there are other ways to, like, avoid them
Because-
entirely?
I'm just gonna say it right now. The boss fights has them at the very end. They're useless.
Oh, like they just don't do a lot of damage compared to just normal attacks?
Like, if you just leave the QTE, you'll still get the kill no matter what.
Oh, so they're
Whoa, there you
about
go.
as beneficial as like the QTEs and Frontiers. Well, not Frontiers, but
Pretty much.
Forces.
Dang.
Pretty much.
Okay, I say this because I know
Wouldn't
Doug
it
has
do
played
so
this
just-
stage. I'll go ahead.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to do so just for the pizzazz, but otherwise, yeah, it's purely just there for brownie points.
I mean, performance-wise here, not already, withstanding the fact that, like, yeah, Doug has played these stages a lot, knows them very well. Would you say that the Shadow campaign has currently dethroned Shadow the Hedgehog as your favorite Shadow game now?
Favorite Shadow game? You serious?
Well, I mean, considering that makes all the
Oh,
two
gosh,
games,
wait,
I'd
speaking
say
of,
that's
I
an
didn't-
automatic yes.
I was... What?
Really assume that that's his favorite.
Why are you wiggly wobbly?
You thought I was dead. Think again, Hedgehog. I got the extra budget.
Oh, I thought you were... You thought... You were dead.
I got better. I got better. Now behold, as I send you from your dimension to the Central Highway dimension.
Or excuse me, Radical Highway.
Radical Highway.
Why do you like Radical Highway so much?
You weren't even
his
in this
first
game, Black Doom.
Well, I remember, like, I think we might touch upon it here, but I remember someone brought up this theory about the reason why you see a Radical Highway so frequently in this game. Slight spoiler alert for that. Is because, like, Radical Highway kind of represents Shadow where he's at his most vengeful in life, and Black Doom's like,
He has a lot of baggage. I think I can use this.
Oh, emotional baggage.
And besides, I could have used Westopolis, but it's been long destroyed, so I figured, why not? This place is still standing.
Yeah,
Not to mention, you went through Westopolis like 90 double damn times, and I figured you could use a break.
I think we all deserve a break, Wool. Nice.
Well, I guess that is something kind of interesting, considering that, this is Shadow's game, Black Doom is the villain again, and yet none of the levels that Shadow travels to are from Shadow the Hedgehog, unless you want to count Space Colony Ark.
Which is a bummer.
You cannot
Your thoughts on that, Doug?
your fate.
Huh?
Your thoughts,
The fact that
thoughts
we-
on the fact that in Generations we actually don't get any, like, revisits or remixes of Shadow the Hedgehog stages.
A little bit of a bum, but we'll come across one of them later.
For now, this campaign knows how to raise the spectacle on its first stage, and like, bam, like just there you go, stage
Good
one.
starter.
What did you think, Sammy?
Pretty dope, honestly. Pretty dope.
And now
I
we
feel like
actually
I've
get
seen
to,
the symbol before.
yeah, now we get to actually collect these weird symbol thingies and know what they actually do.
But does Black Doom still want to give him a hamburger?
No, but there's a
It was
rock
past
candy,
overdue.
Rock, like taking candy from a baby.
which is fine by me.
Rock candy.
Old tales made to foil the doctor's plans.
Oh, the fake one, huh?
So I gotta admit, I'm actually surprised they even left the fake Chaos Emerald here in the first place. I always figured, like, after Sonic Adventure 2, like, Sonic just kept it.
Or destroyed it, or...
Or maybe somewhere in Tails' lab.
I'm
Also,
too
hey,
lazy to
Tails,
do that shit, you think?
Meanwhile, the Time Meter makes his move.
So I guess I should ask, will we, because I'm going into this a little bit spoiler-free, sort of, will we actually address the time meter at all, or is this really a Sonic problem?
Outside of this
It's a
cutscene,
Sonic
the time meter
problem.
doesn't... Like, outside of this cutscene and, like, one or two, like, very brief message references, the time meter is pretty much a non-entity in Shadow's story.
Yeah, he's only just there to tie this over to Sonic Generations and, oh, it's the boy.
It's the boy.
You like your accurate biblical angels?
I love him. Come on, connection, share the screen with me.
Yeah, I was about to say, the connection's getting pretty wonky on my end.
I'm really glad it's not just me.
Yeah, it's getting
Is it?
wonky on my end, too.
Honest, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the start of this entire playthrough is gonna be fucking cursed, considering how low energy it all feels so far.
Really? I'm enjoying it. I don't think it's
I'm
only
fine.
me.
Come on.
I'm enjoying it. I don't
It's
feel
okay
it.
with me.
I'm not
Why don't
seeing
we
it. I'm
talk
not
with
feeling
Best
any
Boy
rust.
right now?
Yeah, best boy. The best boy right there.
Alright,
Best
talk
boy.
to the best boy.
Yeah.
Go for it, Logan.
Shadow, you are here too. I was hunting Dr. Eggman's latest super weapon when it unleashed a temporal anomaly.
I will assist you, Shadow.
Chronometer.
Shadow, pronounce word. Error. We are in a space without time. I will assist you in returning things to normal.
Will you really, though?
Hurry up, Shadow.
Okay, you caught my bluff. I'm just gonna stand right here and do nothing.
I must resume my hunt and destroy Dr. Eggman. You bitch, I had called dibs and you knew it.
Like I care.
Oh.
So yeah, basically, while going through Shadow's version of White Space, every once in a while, some of the other characters that, you know, Sonic and friends don't normally see will pop up, and Shadow can associate them whenever he's made more progress in the story. In the meanwhile, though, we're going to go through Act 2 of Space Colony Ark, which is primarily 2D.
Hey, okay. Which, I mean, fair enough. It's Generations. You gotta get that quote-unquote
Yeah.
classic gameplay in there. Even though I would have loved for, like, Scrunky, like, the little, like small, like, stout, like, Shadow for, like, classic Shadow. I understand. It would not
You know
be,
what?
it would not
No,
be-
don't do that. Just do Shadow in a stasis tube.
God.
My favorite version of Shadow Generations ever, James, Shadow, and the Biolizard teaming up, working hand in hand.
The unexpected team up, huh?
Yeah.
Who would have thought the 2D sections, as played by the infant version of the Biolizard?
It's the Biolizard!
So,
I guess now that, you know, now that we, I just noticed earlier, Doug, that there's no red rings to be found in Shadow's campaign. Instead, you've been finding these very strange-looking gears. Would you like to explain what those are?
Basically, there's 3 in each act. They're mainly for chests for the white space for Shadow's campaign.
okay, so I see, like,
Similar to the collections in Sonic Generations. Basically, you'll get the same in this campaign, like referencing old stuff and even obscure ones that some were not expecting.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 'cause let's see. So I'm seeing. Okay, music is a no-brainer. What is the M?
What is the
M?
The N? Is it N?
I know that the particular keys you can get from these levels normally amount to like unlocking chests that have music, concept art, and lore.
Oh, okay. We want Lauren. Oh, hey, Black.
Oh no!
You make this a... Oh, wait, what the hell?
Oh, jeez. The edge, it's coming alive!
Oh no.
I'm
a beautiful
butterfly.
The edgy
I am a beautiful butterfly.
The edgy teens of the 2000s rejoice. They
So,
know exactly who they're doing this for.
So, Doug,
you all look like little ants.
do you want to explain this a little bit, Doug? What's happening? What's happened to our boy?
If he's locking in, I think he's locking in fully. So you might.
Well, not yet, anyway.
Let's just say this right now, just to say it's short and sweet. This is just a taste of something you'll get at endgame.
Yeah.
Oh,
Unfortunately, yeah.
oh well. But yeah, and there will be some occasions similar to Shadow the Hedgehog where if you're going for like the expert challenges or for everything, there may be bits where Doug is the lock in and will help pick up where we can. But Shadow is having you know what, Shadow? It's totally normal for boys your age. This will happen. It's okay. Like
It's not puberty, Dad.
It's not puberty, Dad.
No, son.
Are you sure?
Power. I've never
Yes.
done anything like that before.
But yeah, short to the point. Imagine Supersonic if it wasn't, gold and boring as sin.
you got
Imagine
alien
supersonic,
blood.
but devilish.
You got alien blood in your devilish delight, Shadow Seymour.
Delightfully devilish shadow.
I mean,
I
that
don't
is
know
just
if anyone
something
know-
that.
Oh, hello,
mean-
hang on.
Oh,
That
What's
looks
that
like
out in the
a
distance?
it's an old kingdom that I don't like talking about because I don't like that game. But
I mean, I like the stage, but yeah, no, the game it came from.
Wait.
Well, son of a gun. Both she and the professor are here too. I mean, it makes sense considering all time is kind of foolbarred at the given moment. Honestly, it would make sense that maybe like Shadow could have a chance encounter with Maria and Gerald.
would be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
speaking of which,
Everybody clap!
everybody clap! No.
well, no, this is post-shooting.
And
I mean, they'll probably clap for this too. I mean, this is the pivotal point where she goes all, "Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog."
Shadow's-
Devil.
I'm sorry, Shadow. I really want to get the three-pointer dunk. What? Drops him to the earth.
Wait, hang on. What?
Oh, what the hell?
That's
Suddenly, biblically accurate Black Doom up there.
biblically accurate Black Duke. The fuck?
It looks like one of those biblically accurate angel things. Like you've seen
I
the
don't
images.
like it.
It mocks me with its aura. Anyway, another little gear thingy.
What's that egg
For those
thing?
gears, we need to look for those certain devices.
Something calls to me.
We'll do the thing.
And with them, they can enhance our power.
No one said it was going to be painless, though.
Right? Right?
That's just the sensation of growing up, Shadow. That's the sensation of puberty.
Stop puberty!
Embrace yourself.
I hate puberty!
Oh, a lot of chaos.
Get it out of me! Get it out of me!
Okay,
Not chaos
so
spears anymore. Oh.
okay, yeah, I guess they separated Doom Spears because I was about to say like, how's that a power up if it's something he could technically already do?
Basically,
If I
now,
hold,
basically
if I
now
hold
it's
down
supposed
the
to-
button, I'll shoot out my Doom Spears. If I'm just tapping the button normally, it'll be Chaos Spears.
Okay.
Basically, Doom Spears is just, you can. It's like instead of one spear, how about 5?
Right.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
hello.
Oh my god, a bolt. We're not doing that.
Ratchet and Clank. Oh.
Yeah,
But Omega had
that's-
something to say.
I think he said
the
Omega
boy.
had something to say.
He did. He had
Alright.
he had the bubble above his head.
Alright, we'll go back to the best boy real quick.
Yay. So
And
yes.
then get one more thing out of it.
Okay, but yeah, not quite like Frontiers, more like Bowser's Fury. The white space actually is a level compared to Sonic's.
Aerial anomaly detected. Preliminary Black Arms research indicates it is called Black Moon. I find that to
dumb.
be
I find that to be judgment. I can't do the whole thing.
no immediate threat detected. Remain on high alert and proceed with the mission.
Anything else?
Process.
Still offline.
Don't look at me. I am embarrassed. Source of disruption appears to be an unidentified life form.
Listen, Shadow, I'm doing the best I can here.
Sonic is present and counteracting the effect. Explanation. Poser.
Dang right.
The gear-shaped object you... Okay, yeah, gear-shaped. It's yours. Gear. It is mine now. Give it. Have you learned nothing about sharing? Just the beard. Applying the gear to the construct may yield results.
No, I don't like sharing. Thank you.
Oh,
I should know. You didn't share that ice cream with me last week.
Hey. But yeah. What's gonna be your stance on like collectibles or whatever, Doug?
We're not going 100% with all the collectibles. If I just see one, I'll get it, and that's
Fair.
really it.
Because yeah, no, like
Because it will take a long-ass while.
There's a lot of stuff to collect in this game, and some of it can borderline on mind-numbing. Mainly all those bolts that you've been collecting. Because
yeah, the bolt
Like,
unfortunately kind of unlocks something a little stupid. It's funny, but it's stupid.
I mean, granted, you do still get a couple of gallery-related items if you collect a certain amount of them. At the same time, though, yeah, it's mostly just there for the sake of the joke.
Okay.
Speaking of the
which-
joke,
I was about to say,
we're
if
not
you
gonna
go
actually get to
back...
see it.
Oh, never
We're not
mind.
gonna actually get. No, we're not gonna get to see it until we actually clear this next level.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
That's a Sonic Heroes stage.
Yeah,
It
Don,
is.
maybe correct.
Hey, Rail Canyon. Is it
Slash
any
Bullet
less?
Station.
And that one too. Is it any less obnoxious than it was in Sonic Heroes?
Yeah.
I mean, you're working with better controls, so I'd say that's not a minute guess.
That is true. Awesome. Okay. So
I
right
want to
away. Oh,
ask,
cool. You can
'cause,
summon.
like,
Okay.
I want to ask, because I know this is something that base generations did that I love. Similar to how, like, its version of Seaside Hill incorporates elements of Ocean Palace, does this Rail Canyon also incorporate elements of Bullet Station?
I believe so.
To some extent, yeah, but not the main one, which is shooting out the station.
Okay.
Oh, well. I mean, the lighting already is looking solid.
Oh, and rest assured, you're not gonna have to worry about running on that minecart anytime soon.
Thank you. Thank you. What do you think of the musical remixes that they do in this?
I like the remixes.
They're okay, though. Honestly, I do think Sonic's the ones from base generations are still better.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I honestly, kind of a controversial take. I also say that as someone who thinks that Sonic Generation soundtrack isn't quite as I don't think it's held up as well as most of the other modern day Sonic soundtracks.
Oh.
Well, would you
James,
say a
how
lot of it
could
has to do
you?
with the
Scandalous.
Well, would you say a lot of that has to do with the fact that, like, it is just, like, so
Not
reliant on, like, tracks from the past?
If not that, then a good handful of the music itself. I mostly say in terms of like the extras you unlock are pretty underwhelming.
Well, not radical again.
Like aside from like a few cases, like like Act 2 of Chemical Plant and freaking what was it? And Crescent City, like those are still epic pops. And I also like the one from Seaside Hill, but otherwise, like, I mean, again, I think the likes of Lost World, Colors, Unleashed, and Frontiers are still stronger soundtracks.
Yeah,
it's very funny that you mentioned
Unleashed Rooftop Run a bit more. Anyway.
It is funny that you mentioned Frontiers, because, like, the whole notion of, like, just finding Shadow Generation soundtrack to just be kind of average, that kind of sums up a problem that I have with, like, Sonic music in general for the longest time. Like, I mean, granted, you'll have your exceptions, like Team Sonic Racing, that's a boppin' soundtrack, but I feel like the last couple of years, Sonic soundtracks haven't really hit that same kind of stride that Sonic music's usually known for.
My goodness gracious. I mean,
Oh
that's,
yeah. Actually, I just remember. Keep this in mind. While you're inside these radical highway-esque levels, do not forget to punch Black Doom in the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never forget to, because it is very well possible for the sequence to end and Black Doom gets away scot-free.
Oh, and you need to. So those shadow symbols are required to beat the game.
Yes.
Yes.
And you only get them from actually, hitting Black Doom when you hit.
I laugh at your obstruction. Oh, cool. Wait, is that? Oh, you get. Oh, that's right. They give you shields again in this game.
Actually, yeah, they do.
Like the electric shield. Nice. Okay. All right. Oh, how do you think about how Black Doom's sounding there, Doug?
Much better.
That's good.
I
I remember it
mean,
was a mystery for the longest time on who he was.
I'll give Ben Diskin credit where he's due. I'd say he's a fine Black Doom.
Yep. Thank you, number 1 / number
Even-
2.
Oh,
Slash
yeah, neat trick. If you constantly do that, the railing, you actually go faster.
Oh, nice. They brought back that trick. I love it. That used to be a big thing in I think Sonic Unleashed or in Sonic Frontiers, definitely. I think. And
Also, Also, don't worry. This game didn't forget. You can run on the rooftops.
Thank you.
Good.
My muscle
In fact-
memory was expecting to fall right through it again.
In fact, one of the keys is actually located on the rooftop.
Good.
But again, we're not going to go for that.
So
That's fair. Even though that one looked pretty, like that one did look like it would be been pretty easy to grab.
before I sound
It does.
before I sound foolish, do they actually give a name to these shadow sigil things or no?
Not really.
Okay.
No. All I remember is it's a symbol for the Black Arms, and that's it.
Fair enough.
And that's pretty much it's also what opens up their eyes on the moon.
All right.
The moon!
Well, it's been about 20 minutes. That's about as much as my patience can handle it. Doug, what did you think of because you know this year of Shadow ended off with quite a bang, depending on who you ask. Doug, what did you think of the Sonic movie 3?
Really good. Like, way better than the, obviously way better than the other two.
Like,
Honestly, even as someone who still thinks Sonic 2 is still a fantastic movie, and the first movie, you know, despite its warts, it's still pretty good. It's a good watch. Yeah, no, Sonic 3 just beats the both of them.
it just
Easily,
had
yeah.
it had so much of what we thought could have been missing from the first two, and knew how to properly pace and use the quote unquote the weaker aspects of the first two movies and the Knuckles show.
Yeah, like it feels like they've been learning their lessons since the last couple of projects, and I honestly think it's led to probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest, video game adaptation of all time.
Yep.
Yes.
I think so.
Give it up, people. Junkie XL actually got over his stubbornness and is actually using tracks from the games.
What did you think, Sammy?
I never seen it. That's why Doug is forcing me when it comes out on digital to see it.
Oh, we all are. But this is non-negotiable.
Consider it a honeymoon, Sam.
I'm gonna get held hostage by everybody to watch it.
Well, gee, but
That's right. We're gonna put you on that theater chair. We're gonna make sure we get put some tape over your eyes.
Well, it's not gonna
Well, definitely, you guys. The way
watch it.
the way you guys worded, you make it sound like she doesn't want to watch it.
No, I do. I do actually legitimately want to watch it. I am interested.
Whoa!
I'm curious.
Well, no, and
I mean, I only saw like the end, the post credits where two characters were revealed, and I'm like, oh well, Doug's gonna lose his shit.
Fucking finally.
Absolutely.
The noise that Doug made when that happened is like the equivalent of an air horn going off.
The boy.
Yeah,
Oh, trust me, that was exactly my reaction. I fucking yelled.
Actually, no. I take that back. 5 air horns.
Many air horns, one for each one that arrived on screen, just every time.
And also add the SpongeBob foghorn for extra measure.
And my friend next to me was just amused that I gave that reaction.
Nothing quite like being in the theater with Sonic fans. And I speak
For
from
real, yeah.
experience.
For real, yeah. And I kind of feel bad for my friend because that was his first time even knowing about that kind of reaction in the Sonic movies.
Oh, wait a minute. There was
Like,
someone by
holy
that
shit.
rocket carcass.
Oh, hello. These two bumbling fools.
yeah,
You know, I was wondering what happened to them after Colors.
Yeah, after Eggman kind of ditched you all in the middle of the black empty void of space.
So, who the heck are these guys? Oh, hello, Shadow.
Hi.
How are you this fine morning, evening? It's hard to say. No! We're not building a weapon! Honest! Quite so.
Absolutely.
we found what appears to be the framework of a rocket. Just imagine, if we can complete it, we can slip the bonds of this ceaseless expense.
Yeah, and we can fly out of this white void too!
However, we lack the speed and tenacity to search for the necessary parts, you see.
And we're lazy. And we're lazy.
Shh. So, if you don't mind, could you look for the parts that could help in the reconstruction?
No.
We'll save you a seat on the escape rocket, buddy.
Oh, I can't pass that up.
We're not doing it.
We're not doing
Warning,
it.
that's actually not a
I'll
real
show
rocket.
us-
It's a cuckoo clock.
It's a
Yeah, it's a cuckoo clock. I'll show it for my 100% file or what it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't think these guys were actually going to get away that easily.
But yeah,
So does it? So does that officially confirm then that the Orbot and Cubot we see in Forces or whatever, or Lost World Onward, are just new ones he rebuilt?
Nah, I'm pretty sure after all was said and done with the time meter, they were warped right back where they belong.
Okay.
Or maybe they were stuck back in the expanses of space. I don't know.
Fair.
Maybe.
I mean, because remember, Eggman
go
was
through
stuck in the
puberty
white.
again.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you say that, but remember, Eggman was also stuck in the white space at the end of Generation, so maybe he did eventually find Orbot and Cubot there.
I just had a stupid thought all of a sudden. We make all the fucking puberty jokes. One of these things also changes the octaves on Shadow's voice.
God.
Whoa.
Doom Blast.
Oh yeah, another thing that came back from Frontiers: the stretch cutscenes.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, that's the only real like offensive example I can think of.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful. So.
Yeah, it's very useful.
And oh, hang on. Is this a boss?
Yep, that is
but
the gate to the boss.
unfortunately,
You gotta collect
gotta do these missions first.
One of those things I was really hoping they weren't going to just shove right into this campaign as well, but alas, they needed a way to pad out the game, and here's the thought of actually making another brand new zone to travel around in.
Right. I can still think of at least one or two. Hey, I can still think of at least one or two from each game that I would have been happy to see come back. Mr. Unsmiley? That was the name of that track?
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, like, if you look at the track names, a lot of the levels in Adventure 1 and 2 have really weird music names.
I love it.
I mean, that's just kind of tradition at this point, because you should see some of the names of the tracks in Sonic the Fighters.
Oh no.
Really, yeah.
Artificial Chaos. Oh.
So you know the drill. Unfortunately, you got to clear a challenge for each act, and then the key to the boss will open.
Okay. How do you think that the bonus challenges are handled in this, Doug?
I think they're okay. That's really it.
Yeah, they're mostly inoffensive.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
Oh, you know what? I guess I want to ask. Well, first off, before I ask, did you have any other thoughts that you wanted to say about the Sonic 3 movie, Doug?
Nah, I just love it.
Okay, because I was
also.
because I was also gonna see if James and Doug, if James and Logan had any thoughts on the movie as well.
Missed opportunity in hindsight. I don't know if they're going to call attention to that at all, but Keanu Reeves was actually a really solid Shadow in execution. And I'm glad that like everyone's headcanon and like that one fan animation of like how that could have worked pretty much were spot on with. Yeah, I think he matches the tone of original Shadow, where like not a lot of edge, more so brooding at worst, but like able to still have heart when it's necessary. Like the tone, I think he did a very solid job with that. Missed opportunity is that at no point, even though Sonic believes him to be a American treasure, at no point does he ever like notice about like, you sound really familiar to someone I like. I'm very conflicted about
I do agree.
this.
That was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, right away in that whatever that if they end up doing that Sonic, or if they end up doing that Shadow and Knuckles spin-off show, I was talking with Matt about is that I think it would be funny. He has nothing new. I think it would be funny if they actually say they went to a convention or something and supposedly they actually met Keanu Reeves in person, and like they do the whole thing of like, you sound an awful lot like me. No, you sound like me. You sound like me. No, I think you're the faker around here. I'll make you eat those words, and they like arm wrestle.
You're breathtaking.
You're breathtaking.
No, you're breathtaking.
I was under the impression that I was the one that was taking all of the oxygen.
But now, That was fine. Agent Stone and Eggman. It is just really cool to see. Just again going back. Oh,
Oops.
Not well.
going back on like the plot or whatever of that. Like again, just like it's wacky to me. Like a character that was meant to just be like this person in the background and mainly probably only ever meant to be in the first movie. Like just became such a fan favorite that and they went with it and just gave him more like importance to the point of like he is like I'm curious if Stone is going to return after this trilogy, but like I think they did a
Oh, I'm pretty much
really nice job
doesn't.
with this team.
I mean, like, well, they did confirm they are making the. Well, if the post-credit scene wasn't evidence enough, they did confirm they are working on 4 right now. And I think at this point, they're pretty much, dedicated to the Stone Tray. I'm pretty sure it's all but confirmed he's going to be in 4.
Well, and also
think
the fact
all-
that Jim Carrey confirmed he's still gonna fucking do Eggman in Sonic 4. He does not give a shit anymore.
And to think, it all came at the cost of Olive Garden Guy.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that, actually. Okay.
Also, oh my gosh, it took me a second to like dawn on me. Freaking, was that concept art of like Eggman's giant fortress thing from Sonic Adventure 1?
The Egg Fleet?
The Egg Fleet?
The Egg Carrier.
The Egg Carrier.
Oh, my bad.
It looked like it.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But yeah, no spoilers. Fucking Olive Garden Guy's dead.
Damn.
They didn't
And to be
even-
honest, go ahead.
I was about to say that what annoys me is that, like, from what I understand, they didn't even finish the running gag of him mentioning Olive Garden once in Sonic 3.
Nope. That was it.
I mean, at that point, the stakes were raised, so there was no point of sending. I mean, I guess it's kind of funny in retrospect because, like, Sonic and Gang have to have a meetup with him before he, kicks the bucket, and they do it in a freaking Chow Garden.
Yeah, Chow Garden is a new place.
I find it funny because I was watching like the Shadow playthrough that's like mostly out now. Like I was mentioning like, oh, the Olive Garden guy's just like gonna say like, I'm gonna give you like a McDonald's gift card, and now I'm just wrong. He's just dead.
Yeah.
I'm McFucking dead.
So hey, Max from Sonic 06. So I'm assuming the Doom Blast you can only do to Black Arms enemies.
Yep.
Yeah, only to those.
Okay. Chaos Control Max.
Yeah, no, the Black Arms, for all intents and purposes, are just,
Stepping stones or whatever.
yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh,
Whoa.
my boys make me proud.
Say goodbye.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We'll die for you, father.
Which by the way, there is a non-0% chance that Black Doom could make an appearance in some point in the Sonic movie universe.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if it ever does happen. Especially, spoilers. This time, they remembered not to kill Osh Shadow.
they've not
Yeah,
killed
well,
Shadow.
I mean, let's be honest, we knew that wasn't going to happen.
Number
Well,
one,
I
number
think like
two,
we knew that prior because like they confirmed like, oh, the Shadow and Knuckles show is now gonna be a thing.
Well,
potentially.
it's not that
Yeah,
it's not that it's going to be a thing, it's just that they want to make one.
They've expressed interest, and but the second thing of note is in the movie's canon, more color. In the movie's canon, Shadow is no longer a sole creation. Not technically in the movie canon, Shadow is not even a half creation of Gerald. They just found him. They happened upon him like in an alien asteroid.
Oh yeah, no, he's a full-blown alien, just like Sonic.
So,
Although, unlike Sonic, his origins of birth are different.
yeah, Flame Core.
Flame Core.
Oh, that was a nice stage.
And for all we know, maybe they'll touch upon that in a future movie, but all the same.
I will
that's
say,
a
as far as future
much
movies
larger
go, I do want to give my thoughts on that one scene in the credits where it showed off the 2 characters. Like, I was really excited to see them, although, that being said, like, I'll believe people when they say that the movie we ended up with is fantastic. I'm looking forward to watching it with the guys. Again, I have no doubt that it turned out well, but that end credits really should have been what the 3rd movie was.
You really didn't want to go straight to Adventure Tour that early, right?
It did feel like jumping the chronological timeline a bit for me, but I can maybe understand
I mean,
why.
granted, Sonic 2 already gave us Tails and Knuckles.
Yeah.
At that point, where else do you go?
Yeah. Yeah. The human characters, I think, were at their best, like, utilization in the third movie.
Probably because I heard that they didn't have much involvement to begin with.
Well, it's twofold. They didn't have a lot of involvement, and if they did have involvement, it was almost always in servitude, like, to the plot, and, like, no, like, weird, like, off tangents or something.
Yeah,
Unless you're a puppet.
Yeah, unless you're a puppet, which they could have cut one of those bits in exchange for letting us see how Professor Gerald's been able to stay alive for 100+ years.
Would have helped, but yeah. I didn't even mind. I did not even mind Wade Whipple this time around. Ow.
Yeah, because you only got like maybe a minute of screen time at most.
If that. Nice.
Like, you know what? I wouldn't mind if that Shadow and Knuckles show ever becomes a thing. They take a note from that, because I fucking hate Wade Whipple. I'm sorry, Wade. The actor playing him is fine. Just the character, I just do not care about at all.
You are not Joe the Chicken. You are not cool. Just understand and accept that. Or Chicken Joe.
No ladies.
You are a byproduct of a very meh thing about 2000 storytelling.
So James, was that your reaction to Wade?
Yeah,
something like that.
You know, I'm getting. I might be misreading his tone, but I'm getting the very faintest impression that he probably doesn't like Wade.
You know, that just reminded me of the fact that when we showed him Iron Man 2, like, I wanted to keep it a secret that the guy who played Wade Whipple was in it.
Now see, that was admittedly funny.
That was fine, like how they said, "Oh, I got a tattoo." It's just like, well, for me, I'm worried because now it basically feels like he's just typecast because he basically acted just like Wade Whipple in that scene as well.
Like, Wade, for all intents and purposes, feels like the kind of character that should have been just a bit role and nothing but. But then later, you got Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 that give him a little more to do at the expense of the narrative.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, you said that, like, he wasn't really that impactful in the narrative in 3.
Not really. I mean, like, he had
I mean, okay, granted, I'll give in the third movie's defense, the way they do it is actually pretty funny. Just thinking about it.
Well, I tried.
It's not even exactly like Knuckles, especially after, the TV show happened, trusted him to guard the freaking Master Emerald. And what does he do with it? Fucking practices hockey with it.
Skating it along. Sonic shows up, he wants to use it, and then he's like, "Sorry, no can do. I was trusted to guard this thing with my life." And Sonic immediately, effortlessly just grabs and runs off. Well, I tried. And then
it's like, I mean, it's also a matter of, like, that's how you freaking do it. That's how you do, like, comic relief sort of shit like that. It actually does help the narrative as opposed to making it seem like a very unnecessary add-on.
I mean, that's fair. I still hold by the fact that, like, from what little we saw of him in the first film, he was fine, because there were, like, a handful of bits from him that I actually forgot about that were really funny. Like, when, like, Tom was on the phone talking to Wade, talking about, like, "Oh, don't tell him we're here." All of a sudden, like, Eggman and Stoner right next to him.
He's
like,
tied up.
"Yeah, sure, buddy."
I think they may already have it.
You know what? Maybe it is just a matter of fact that his scene in Sonic Hedgehog 2 pissed me off so much that it just gave me this.
The flames of disaster.
I mean, okay, that did not entirely help either.
Oh dear. I think it's just a matter of, like, I think that you, like, just in general, I think you tolerate him in small doses, quick, blunt humor, but the scenes in Sonic 2, especially what they're surrounded by and the long claw moment, like, it drags and ruins the pacing of the scenes.
Also just a simple matter of wrong place, wrong time.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
James just wants Wade Whipple dead in the next one, just like the Olive Garden guy.
I mean, no, I don't want him dead. I just want him humbled.
His sister, though.
No.
That too. I mean,
the
honestly,
sister
she deserves it far more.
The sister was like, that was just actually obnoxious. Like, not fun.
Again, no disrespect to the actress playing her. Just she was written terribly.
There is a non-0% chance that when that particular cut that somebody's working on for fun and may or may not leak online, I would definitely be happy about it. There's a non-0% chance that if we ever watch the Knuckles TV show again, where I'm going to watch it via that cut, which tries to cut and limit a lot of that out.
I call it the not Wanda cut.
I actually didn't know that there's a fan cut for the Knuckles show being made.
Someone made that, and also number one, I didn't know that. I forgot her name was Wanda. Thank you, James. I completely forgot
Wade
that.
And Wanda.
And secondly, someone's making a cut to basically, like, cut it all into one like two and a half, I think 2.5 hour, but someone's just trying to cut it from a TV show into just one, like in one sitting movie, and cut out a lot of the fluff and stuff.
All right.
So like, for instance, there's this one bit where like Wade needs to go save Knuckles, and he has this whole like, this whole big like moment of like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do this, and it's not oh my, that's a frolicky looking rhino.
He's happy to ram you.
Oh boy.
Nice, you did it.
At least he did a cool flip before he died.
And rather than all of the like prep and like imagining in his head how it's gonna play out, the cut just jumps right to, okay, let's see him do it, and he screws up immediately because that's how it happened in the show anyway. But like, because again,
let's be honest, people are only doing that particular cut because they get like PTSD from that song from how it was also used in the Mario movie, right?
Oh yeah, I need a hero. Right. There are. Oh damn! Look at that. What you get?
Music.
Radical Train.
The abandoned. Huh. All right. Sorry about that whole tangent we went on there, Doug. Just yeah, the show.
You're fine.
So what is up first?
Something that was before our very being.
Now he's again.
No, take a wild guess, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, the boss.
Are you gonna do the same thing that you did last time in your stream?
What do you mean I don't remember?
I know that bass line.
Like, when you heard the music, you're just like, I nutted. Essentially.
Oh, I could just pull that clip up. I nutted. I think Logan can share the same thing with me. I wish the vocals were in this version.
I know, and the fact that we had to wait for not one, even if it was Digital Deluxe even, feel so sorry for you all, but we had to wait for 2 soundtrack releases to finally get supporting me with the vocals.
Yeah, on Christmas.
On Christmas.
Or
It was a
Christmas
miracle,
Eve.
but yeah, the Biolizard.
On my end, anyway.
And the Biolizard has certainly stepped it up from Generations 3DS and Sonic Adventure 2, so be wary.
Well, look on the bright side. At least there's no sudden gap in the platforms that send you straight into the water.
That is true.
Thank God.
And I think those projectiles he barfs up are a little smaller.
I don't think he even like shoots them upward anymore.
Do you
I mean,
just
nothing matters because Biolizard changes things up after this initial phase.
also those flaps in his body, like
the
way
gills?
they move, or the gills? I straight up get like Shin Godzilla vibes from it. I wonder if they were inspired by that at all.
It's so weird because it's like, ew.
Oh, the bubbles are now physically like appendages.
I don't.
Now he can feel the sensation of having actual arms.
It's so funny because when I first saw this, before I saw what he did with the fight in this, I thought it was basically him getting like his own Doom wings and he was going to use them to fly.
That'd be
Wouldn't
sick.
that be some shit?
I already know what
Yeah. Do you have to hold the attack button down or just rapid press?
You could rapid press.
All right. And I will say that with that Christmas release, I'm surprised there was never any update to like, if you say wanted to like toggle on and listen to the vocal version of this while you fight, as opposed to the other version.
It would have been nice if there was a toggle.
It would have been nice, though. I'm honestly wondering if maybe, weird as it's going to sound, maybe there was some sort of like licensing issue that they didn't want to put up with.
That would not surprise me.
There could have been, especially after what happened with Johnny Jelly earlier last year. But
Johnny Jelly?
that's his name, Johnny Jelly. I thought.
Johnny.
I didn't know it was pronounced jelly.
It's
Is it
not
jelly or
jelly. It's Gian.
Gianni. Oh, I'm sorry, Johnny Jelly.
You fucked up.
I really did enjoy hearing your voice in Sonic 3 though. That was a hype moment.
Well, he accepted to like have that be used. It's just they need to pay him his residuals that he didn't get paid.
Can you use Chaos Spear like as many times as you want, or is there like a cooldown or?
As many times as you want.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Well, obviously,
If it isn't
Yeah.
I was about to say, if it wasn't obvious, yes, I did disable the bubble hints.
Oh,
that's fair.
Mainly so I can focus on not just going straight to them, because I've had that a couple of times in my playthroughs.
Kaboom!
Still nice to have them on, but nah.
And
It's only there if you really, really feel like it adds something.
Have a rotten
Yeah.
day.
There also will be prompts to let you know what you're supposed to do exactly, like on the energy balls that the Biolizard was throwing. You're supposed to, on my version anyway, the PS5, press the triangle button. I don't like when it's just there for too long.
that's fair. And I
So I
imagine,
disabled that too.
and I assume like what you mentioned earlier in the session, like there, had you pressed X, nothing like the outcome would have been the same, but it would have launched into like a slightly longer cinematic of just wailing on him.
Yeah, it's just really the same. There's no.
Is there
warp to
any?
that.
Oh, so it is the exact. I was like, are there any that you think are like particularly flashy or cool to see, or are they all like the exact animation?
The exact animation.
Someone busted the
That's
egg.
unfortunate. That I'll say I'm a bit bummed by. I wish I would be disappointed if you were skipping them if they were like specific, like this one was custom curated for this encounter or for that boss. But like if you grab, like say you grabbed Biolizard by the tail and started like Solange Bowsing him around, that would have been funny. But if it's the exact same animation, yeah, that's a bummer.
So long, Biolizard.
Shadow, don't judge your
incoming-
mother's lifestyle.
I was about to say incoming daddy issues.
I would expect nothing less from my finest creation.
Hype was really, really happy when they confirmed he was returning for this game.
Well, I mean, that is like the one thing that I will give this game, and it kind of connects to one of the biggest problems that I have with Shadow as a game. The fact that, you know, they touched upon the fact that, like, oh, Shadow's part alien. He has, like, alien DNA in him. And it took them 20 years to actually do something with it, but, you know, I'm glad that they're actually trying to do something with this plot thread that they left dangling for who knows how long.
But like, do you care about Black Doom as a character? Oh,
I mean, honestly, he's kind of...
damn! Just
Oh,
punchy bag him.
Like, honestly, he's just kind of a whatever
Oh,
villain
damn.
for the most part. Like, I guess my problem with Black Doom is just more so what he represents rather than the character by himself.
It's fair.
He always, like, it's just the unfortunate matter of, like, Black Doom always felt more like a plot device than an actual honest-to-God
Sonic character.
instinct, like, yeah. Let alone one that does, you know, naturally, you know, that naturally feels like something made for Shadow's character.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Those suckers.
I mean, granted, you could probably argue the same thing about Maria, but even then, it's also like, she was already there from the get-go, so...
Right. Well, I guess that's the thing. Like, when Black Doom got into the equation, it practically did rewrite the entire origin of Sonic Adventure 2.
Again,
To some degree, yeah.
it basically just pulled a Madness Returns, where it's like it just added unneeded fluff onto Shadow's backstory, even though it didn't necessarily need to be there.
Accept your
Right.
true self, Shadow. You are the Ink Demon.
No, not yet. I don't think it's
Oh.
yet.
Surf's up, bro.
Oh!
I like that movie.
So,
Now, I'm a squid now.
Doom, sir. Chicken Joe is my icon.
I love him so much.
You don't understand,
Oh.
Maria. He's so cool.
All hail Chicken Joe.
This is what you right. This is what you wanted, right, Chicken Joe?
He just holds up the Big Z medallion trophy. I've finally done it.
It's like Chicken
I want a
Joe.
mod now to replace the Shadow emblems and just replace them with the big Z.
The Big Z medallion.
Okay, I was gonna go a step further. Just replace Shadow's model
Alright.
with Chicken Joe.
It's
Oh,
time
that'd
to-
be cool.
We're heading back to Project 06, everyone.
Welcome back to Kingdom Valley, everybody. Probably one of my favorite levels in all of Shadow Gens.
Really?
I like this level.
Well, let's see how it fares, because I did not care for Kingdom Valley in the original 06.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that just seems to be, and it's also like, also the same thought that I have with like Crisis City and base generations. 06's levels, they're fine in theory. It's just a matter of they were not executed well, considering that, like, you know, they came from a bad game. But this
They
is why I
weren't good,
appreciate
yeah.
this and base gens to prove the fact that, like, you know, these levels actually can be good if you made them competent.
I mean, there's also the simple matter of fact, and I mean, Project 06 is already proving it too, is that the levels themselves weren't even that bad. It's just
The handling.
everything else with the game. Exactly, everything else with the game, namely like the controls, the game feel. It all just didn't feel finished.
That's fair. How about you, Sammy? Have you ever tried Sonic 06?
No, and I never will.
What about Project
Not
06?
Project 06?
Nope, never will. As I said, I'm bad at platformers. I'm horrible with them. I can't.
But you play Kingdom Hearts 1.
I just said, Logan, I watched my sister play it.
But you can enjoy
It's
it
like-
too.
You give Sam a controller and in Sonic the Hedgehog, and she's playing Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh.
What the fuck is a Sonic?
Well,
I
hang on. Well, you know,
literally, when I play the first Sonic game, I am stuck on the first fucking boss. I am that pathetic at platformers.
Really?
Yeah.
The freaking wrecking ball?
Yeah, I get stuck on
We
that
can
one.
teach you.
No.
we can teach you.
It's not.
I feel so bad
I
with
don't
the
need
black
your
arms
pity
enemies.
teachings.
Like they just exist to get like slapped on.
Yeah.
And then Doug saw how I fucking played with Rayman. He did not like it.
I mean, okay, in Rayman's defense.
I never said I liked it.
In Rayman's defense, that game does get legitimately tricky.
I mean
after a
Rayman
while.
2, sorry. With Rayman
Oh,
2.
Rayman 2.
I mean, same kind of rules kind of apply. I mean, some of the levels can, throw you a bone, can throw a bone at you.
The
new
bombs
enemy
were
type.
confusing the whole entire time. He's like, God.
Okay, when you're talking about the walking shells, fair, I'll give you that.
They are a little wild.
Yeah.
I guess I could. You know what? Let that be a conversation. Sam, out of all the platformers that you have played, which one would you say is the closest one to you feeling the most comfortable with playing?
Can I bail and say I don't know?
Well, I mean,
God damn
you
it,
know what?
James.
What about Spyro? Spyro's technically a platformer.
Okay, well, Spyro's like the only one that I've beaten fully in terms of the three
Oh.
games.
Actually, hold on. Mods, throw this woman a Kirby game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kirby
honestly,
game, no, it's
I
actually
think,
a very
I think you
solid
could probably
start,
vibe with
yeah.
Kirby games, like especially the more recent ones.
Also, to quickly clarify for Doug, who's post-editing, and/or anyone else who's hearing this, the goddamn it I just said there was not to Sammy saying she wanted to back out of the question. That was to me saying that to James.
What?
And that, like, damn it, this actually is making Kingdom Valley look interesting like a stage to me now.
See?
Well,
What
there
I
you
tell
see. This is
like,
what happens
It
when you
was
put
never
fake.
the stage was never the problem.
Whoa,
It
whoa,
was
whoa.
the people that made the stage.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem right there.
Yeah,
Fair.
sometimes
Oh my
that
God.
can happen. But like,
Oh
no,
my god, looks
like,
like.
Doug, like, literally, like, oh my god.
Come on.
There you go.
There we go. Doug, like,
you damn
literally,
man,
like, was like, oh, I'm gonna buy you Shadow X Sonic X Shadow Generations, and I'm like, please don't. I'm not gonna probably play.
I want to say before I forget, that whole notion of Doug being stuck there for a minute, it's like, some things from 06 never do truly die.
There. Whoa.
Wait
What was I
a
gonna
minute.
say?
I don't think I've ever been to this part before.
Do you have to hold? Oh yeah, this is Sonic's whole thing for the Mach speed. Oh my god, they brought this back, right?
Oh yeah, no. Hey, this was the best part of the stage, even if it was a lock speed section.
I died so many times in that Mach speed section. I was gonna say, Doug, do you have to? I forgot to ask. That entire time with Doom Surf, do you have to press a button or is it just automatic?
It's automatic.
Okay, thank goodness. No
Unfortunately,
swimming.
and it's a bit hard to turn the thing depending on which direction you want to go.
That actually does remind me of something I'm not a big fan of with Doom Surf, is the fact that you'll notice that, like, the only thing you can really do on the Doom Surf, aside from, surf, is that you can press the shoulder buttons in order to do a little spin, but it's such a... But the way they do it, it's like a forcibly done,
Slide?
like, quick step. Or a quick step.
It is odd, like, because you'd think they would at least give you the ability to use Chaos or Doom Spear while you're riding on it while your hands are
Or
free.
just spin without needing to shift to the left or right.
That too. Whoa. Digging the music.
Well, yeah, again, that's just 06's music. Like, I think, even whether you love or hate 06, I think it's generally agreed upon that that game is, like, one of the best soundtracks of the franchise.
Still solid.
Yeah, agreed. And I just think that the Shadow Generations versions of the songs are just, they service the game fine. I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to it on its own, though.
That's fair. Whoa. I will still ask that we get a Sonic Rhythm game at some point. Just this is the end. This is my daily reminder.
Maybe someday.
Maybe someday.
If not Sega themselves, like
the
what?
only thing that Logan wants.
Yes,
Like, I'm trying to
honestly,
think, if
yeah.
not-
Honestly, yes. I was very. I got really mad at someone for some reason. I'm sorry. Honestly, yes, I would, because genuinely, when we got a Kingdom Hearts rhythm game, I did not realize how much I was gonna have like so much fun with that. My only regret
How
with
bad
that.
did you feel about not getting the Switch version?
I was going to say, my only regret is that because I didn't buy the Switch version, and meanwhile, I 100%ed on Proud difficulty. I think I did critical, but on as many songs as I could, I would for Proud difficulty immediately because I love rhythm games. Oh! I love this is the ultimate power!
Logan will die on that hill the same way Shadow just did.
Is that
was
my
the hell,
one?
bro.
Is that my one regret is that when Sora was announced for Smash Brothers, they announced that they would actually add the dearly beloved remix from Melody of is it Melody of Music or Melody of Memory?
Melody of Memory.
I think.
Melody of Memory. Which honestly, Kingdom Hearts 2 used to be my favorite rendition of Dearly Beloved, but that peppy like waltz version or whatever in
It's
Melody
sublime.
of Memory is really good, really good.
I know it can resist smooth jazz.
I mean,
But-
big shock. Yoko knows how to make good music.
And not that Yoko, the other Yoko, and the and
Clarify.
just to clear, but no, I don't worry, I'm just making a joke. But that in Smash Brothers you could have that as a fight theme if you owned that version of the game, and it's like I didn't have them, I don't have them, I don't want to buy a game a second time.
The game has to be really special in order for you to double dip.
Yeah. Like
I mean, I can
like-
kind of sympathize with that because I think for me, like, it has to be very extreme circumstances in order for me to justify double dipping. Like, for example, Mario 3D World. The only reason I double dipped and got both the Wii U and
Whoa.
Switch version was, well, Bowser's Fury was a big part of it, but also, like, when they announced that there was online multiplayer, that fully justified it for me.
Right. Which actually now with your new internet, I am curious how that would fare again even now, because I do
I'm
remember
sure
really
it'll be
enjoying our
good.
playthrough of it.
Well, absolutely.
Meow.
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 So, gonna be real,
I
Doug.
should have. You know what? I should have done that sooner because that usually brings bad luck whenever I do it.
Gonna be real.
Remember- I still remember what happened when Sealy bumped on my head and missed the flagpole.
That was okay. We've grown.
Big.
It's a good day. Oh, big.
Well, speaking of
Oh,
cats,
speaking of cats, Jinx.
What are you doing here, man?
Hey guys,
I'm
here.
Go for it, hype.
oh, hang on, I gotta wait
Let's-
for him to.
Hello, your name's Shadow, isn't it? Have you seen my good buddy, Froggy?
And look, Big's one of the few people that can make him smile.
Ironically, yeah.
Hey there.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Your name's Shadow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
seen my good buddy, Froggy? No? That's too bad. He ran off again, so I went looking for him. Somehow I wound up here.
Some things never change.
Yep.
I'll keep looking. If I see anything interesting, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Sure is peaceful here.
Go
That
ahead.
again, Dick.
It's
Go
like,
ahead.
No wind blowing, no birds chirping, no bugs buzzing.
Just list 7 more things.
You don't think it's cozy? I might take a nap.
That's nice. By the way, what's that thing floating over there?
Do you like to
We'll get that in a
fish?
moment.
You never tried? Oh, that's too bad, you scrub. Would you like to learn how?
What?
Can we?
You're not interested. You're a beta scrub.
Wow. Easy does it there, Big. That's big boy language.
I'm sorry.
My goodness,
I
Blake, that's
learned
big
that
words
from.
coming for you.
I'm sorry. I learned that from Froggy. He's been getting into online gaming lately, and he picked up some very colorful vocabulary.
Froggy would be a terrible influence to Big.
I learned that from Omega Chad Froggy, who told me everything I ever needed to know about
So,
living.
for anyone out there who decided not to get the physical version of Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic X Shadow Generations, the complete with that swanky Gerald's journal, fear not. This game actually has the pages from them as a collectible.
I am very mad. I am very mad.
Well, hang on, Logan. You get it physically. That
I
makes
got
it
it
all more
physically,
different.
but for the record, I pre-ordered it so that I could play it when the game came out. It took them almost a full week to actually give it to me. Also, oh hey, Sunset Hill.
Yes, Sunset Heights. I mean,
Heights, sorry.
You know what? I'll give Shadow Generations this. I actually do like the version of this Levels theme song more than the one in Forces.
Lesson.
I'll give it that as well.
It's like the one really big like green spot I can definitely get to this game soundtrack.
But less electro synth.
There's
rock.
still electro synth, but I guess it's just slightly better done.
Okay. And as always, looks great.
Now you see, fans, between this and Overclocked, it's proof that there can be good in Forces if you know how.
I'm so curious.
Yeah,
I am so curious about what that metal or what that metal update is going to be about.
Well, they did confirm that apparently you can be able to play, to coincide with the whole Year of Shadow thing. I think a big component of it is that you actually can play as Shadow in levels now.
But I'm curious if there's going to be any reason or justification to, or if it's just going to be just play the stages that you know and love again.
Well, I mean, all I know is whatever they told me to record. I don't know anything beyond that.
Oh, so you do have lines in it, you little sneaker.
Well, Well, again, I never said if I did. I just said if they gave me lines, that's all I know of it.
Ah, you and your old NDAs.
That's the key word you missed there, Logan.
What are NDAs between bros? Besides legally distinct documents that are never to be voided in any case.
Listen here, Buster. You should be freaking thankful that that part where you did briefly break NDA came out after that whole phase passed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Jordy would have given you absolute shit for that.
Yeah.
Actually, what's funny is that the character I was. Well, the thing is that the character we ended up talking about wasn't even a character that was spoiled beforehand, because I think Jordan actually did reveal that character well before we recorded that part.
I think so. Really? Anyway. Also, what is this thing? Is that a new Black Arm type?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, what do I don't remember him from Forces.
They do get slightly stronger, but even then, one good wallop and you can still, do uppercut them the age-old fashioned way.
Hey everybody, it's Radical Highway Electric Boogaloo.
It's Radical Highway, Baja Blast flavored.
Oh yeah, it does look like that actually. All right, well, what sort of tips would you give anybody who's let's say I'm somebody who my favorite Sonic game is Sonic Generations, and again mostly familiar with Sonic. What tips could you give me, Doug, of to be good at Shadow Generations compared to Sonic?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't have any.
Just usual reflexes and best of luck?
Yeah, that's really it.
Okay.
Actually, there is one thing I could recommend if you're going to be going into this with full, know-how of Sonic Generations. Be sure to check your controls before you start the game, because one thing that this version of the game does is that there's now a updated control format, which is heavily based off of Sonic Frontiers. But there is a separate option called the Legacy mode, which pretty much brings it back to what it used to be.
Good, I'm going to be using that once I play this game.
All good.
So if you feel a little bit dirty about having the homing attack be its own separate button, fear not.
Because that was something that, I meant to ask at the beginning, but, I know we were talking about, how it feels compared to base generations, because it feels like they took a lot of what they learned from Frontiers for this. How would you say, this feels, compared to how Sonic feels in Frontiers?
Honestly, a lot smoother. This feels like a natural progression of that entire gameplay style, and I kind of hope they stick with it for whatever comes next.
And please give us a little bit more to do than just cyberspace stages.
If you could just honestly, if you could just smooth this out just a wee bit more, it'd practically be on par, if not much better, than how he already controls in, Sonic Adventure or Sonic Adventure 2.
That's good.
It would mean the appropriate return of the Adventures format. Us 2000s kids can finally, play with glee.
Well, hang on, it's not a real adventure game if they don't give us the Chow Gardens.
Fuck the Chow Gardens, who gives a shit?
Listen, which is funny you say that, considering I think they have gone on record saying they are going to try considering bringing that back in a future game.
Yay. You can...
Whether or not they'll follow
nice.
up on that is another story.
Nice, you got that thing. Yeah, I know that you can find Chao in this game, hence why they were on the... Hey, nice.
It's only in the base gens part, not in the Shadow part.
Oh.
Right, Shadow doesn't deal with the Chao. That's something I could show off later when I take over for the Sonic campaign. Spoilers, yes, I am still doing the Sonic portion of the Sonic X Shadow Generations
All good.
package.
Because James is the Sonic to Doug's Shadow.
New question.
Yeah, pretty much.
New question, Doug. New question. Thank you. That was the answer. You were correct. No, looking at how you've been doing...
Tell him when he's won, Harvey.
Looking at how you've been doing and going off of memory for myself from normal generations, is it the usual sort of easy to get S rank thing?
For Shadow's campaign, it handles the ranking system slightly different.
Oh.
Like, obviously, you can still get the S rank even after death, which I'm assuming it's kind of doing the same thing, how, like, OG Shadow did the ranking system.
Right.
Oh.
So just in general,
honestly,
it's not quite as generous as base generations is with the SS ranks.
It's more generous.
Oh, okay.
I'd honestly argue it's not as generous as Sonic Generations, but I'd still say it's still not that hard to get S ranks in this game.
Okay.
You're talking to Mr. Doug Rank over here, though.
Well, no, we're asking for Logan's sake. So he was the one that
Yeah,
asked.
I got that back.
For that one instance and that one instance only.
Oh,
No.
I enjoyed that from Forces Action.
No, there's more.
Oh, yay!
Oh, okay. I feel like, honestly, it feels like that whole maneuver is something you can only do in this stage. I forgot it even used elsewhere. There's more?
There's a more. Look at all those Eggman's Death Egg robots.
They suck.
Okay, okay. Quick disclaimer, because it's still because I honestly was unironically listening to it again earlier this week when we were talking about the music and generations. Oh, excuse me, I burped. I don't care.
I still
all the
love
music and
Generation
generation.
soundtrack. It's just James.
That's not all that well in the sense of it's not quite as good. I will still state and die on that hill burping that that of all things limited to a 3DS sound card and speakers, the Big Arms boss fight music in Generations goes harder than it has any right to.
Yeah,
That does. I mean, honestly, I'll just say this right now. Like, as far as like Generation soundtrack is concerned, it's not even like the only. How do I put this without sounding like a pretentious twat? Honestly, I'd just say the stage themes in general are still, the best parts. It's just everything else that's kind of.
It's the unlockable tracks that you're a little bit iffy on.
Yeah, those feel very half-baked.
Well, to be fair, it doesn't help that like a lot of them are just straight rips from their source games.
What would be?
Some of them are straight rips. Other ones are clear. They clearly put this through like very rudimentary MIDI files.
Not to like try and cast doubt on this game, because I mean it's already like Doug's doing wonderfully. I can't wait to see how the game looks again, like on James's side, like in terms of like any graphical fidelity improvements. Like it still goes down in history as one of my favorite 3D Sonic games ever made, and it seems like. Nice. And it seems like this remake is more of the same, more of that. If I enjoyed the first,
Yeah,
but
essentially, the only thing that's really gonna be a bit of a sore spot is honestly something we'll touch upon once we get to Sonic's campaign.
Right.
But otherwise, if you just want the base like gameplay experience of Sonic Generations as well as Shadow Generations, I'd say this is more or less it.
But
I guess-
basically, it's basically all you have to know is that like it's a much better like transition for it than like what they did with Colors.
Okay.
Exactly.
What the?
Oh, what was that?
Oh my god.
Grab the little girl. She's seen too much.
Oh no!
She's seen our secret database.
Oh god, their heads actually are like brains. Jeez.
I mean, that's what they also looked like in the original concept.
Right.
Man.
Like, they
Now
couldn't
it's all neat.
fully emulate that from the Heroes engine.
And you've
Right,
done
now
it,
it's all
Shadow.
in HD.
You've saved her.
I geeked the fuck out when I initially got to this scene.
Oh.
Maria,
like after all
Yes,
those...
yes, everyone. Shadow can emote.
It's like after all those decades... Yes, James, you are old. After all those decades, like Shadow finally got like that euphoria or catharsis of like being able to finally talk with him again.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a once-in-a-lifetime sort of opportunity, and he finally got it. Even if it was through means he wishes never happened.
Yeah.
That was one of... I mainly said that because I know that was one of Sam's reactions before when she saw that for the first time.
Find somewhere safe to hide.
Because, like, I saw, like, the thing, and I'm like, Shadow, don't you dare. Don't you think about it.
I mean, it's only natural for him to think about this immediately.
No, I'm talking about his emotions.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, the plan part, yeah, I kind of had the feeling that was going to happen.
Oh, Shadow.
James.
I guess hype because you're normally Eggman, or...
Oh, because a little heads up, we talked a little bit about this, but I don't think anyone brought who would be Gerald, but okay.
I've deduced that we're in some kind of temporal anomaly. Therefore, I thought it better not to interact with too many elements to prevent a paradox from occurring.
Oh.
But you've been acting rather boldly, so perhaps I've been too cautious. I'll continue to study the anomaly.
You're not a terrorist or anything wild like that anymore, right?
What? Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
God damn it.
If I find anything pertinent, I'll inform you right away.
Very good.
Be careful.
Let's just be thankful this is before he snapped and before Maria,
Croaked.
Yeah.
Speaking of Maria.
Maria.
Shadow, when did you become so strong and confident?
Oh, I thought we said I was going to be Maria.
No!
No, I'm joking, I'm
Very
joking.
serious here.
Continue.
Please be careful out there. Those aliens are fearsome.
Oh, god damn it.
Hey.
Oh, Shadow. You were just getting comfortable aboard the Ark when all of this happened. I hope all the staff are doing okay. They've all really warmed up to you.
Did they
I
really?
wonder if this was before or after the the Gazoid incident.
I'd like to also
Sorry.
remind everybody that you can go back to the others and they have different dialogue each time.
Ah, boy, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take it. I don't know. It's up to Doug at that point. I mean, introduce. Do we have any more characters who arrive, or have we met everybody now?
We have one
just
more.
one.
There's only one more left.
One more.
Okay.
One more, but that's for the next session.
Okay.
We're not in it just now. We're going to quickly go back to Omega.
Okay.
What was I say? Oh, and the... Oh, hang on, actually.
How's my brother in arms doing?
Warning. Metal Overlord contains a copy of your life. Oh, it's
Wait,
him
what did I
again.
just say?
Oh no, I spoiled.
Shadow.
Spoiler
Shadow.
alert.
Shadow. The bitch is back. He can also perform
He too
chaos
knows
control
chaos control.
and neutralize your
Shadow,
power.
whack his pee-pee.
Whack it. We must make sure he does not appear here again. I recommend you attack directly and quickly.
At his PP.
This is the Omega. This is the last time I'm buying that TV. It's soiled your memory chips.
An upgraded form of Metal Sonic. In the past, we showed him mercy.
Did we? Kind of blew him up.
We were all
No,
weapons abducted.
they carried him away.
Oh, that's fine.
Pawns in his schemes.
Not to be confused with those pawns.
Do
They
not.
are inferior.
Learn. Do not repeat past mistakes. Destroy him.
Oh, Omega, I love
Whack
you.
his pee-pee.
Metal Sonic is the only Eggman creation on par with Sonic.
Yeah, kind of a lucky break he had that one time and never repeated ever again.
I will prove to be the most powerful robot. Do I prove this by destroying Metal Sonic? Or Sonic? Perhaps Sonic? Both?
You know, as much as that would amuse me, Omega, probably would be safer to just worry about metal.
Current mission must take priority.
Whack both their pee-pees.
Combine
Doesn't
one
have a PP,
into...
though. He's a robot.
Inquiry, does Sonic have the PP?
Oh my gosh.
Find out next time.
Let's plot. Oh, journal thing. There are some interesting things in that journal. Right away, though, I will say the most important thing for us And freaking goddamn knowing
whoa.
smile ass emoji fucking like is that in that journal there's in the shadows of all of this, there has been a new character that has been established. What's her name, like Lynn or something? She is
Victoria.
She's a historian who works with Gunn, or at the very least has collaborated with Gunn. She knows Abraham Towers, and supposedly this journal was something that she herself collected from the Ark or pieced together for Abraham's like research to learn more about what happened.
You've been teasing her since Oh, sorry.
No, that's it. Because we learned in Dark Beginnings, Abraham Towers is pretty much chill with Shadow now, and I like that.
Yeah, but yeah, because I know what Logan's talking about. We technically saw her briefly in one of the first Tales Tubes episodes when they were explaining how humans and Mobians coexist. Like, you see her, like, nestled with a bunch of Unleashed concept art, and they've been, like, very slowly teasing her ever since, and now it's starting to get to a point where everyone's just... Like, before we learned her name, everyone's just getting to a point where it's like, who are you?
Who are you people?
Oh, snap. Riders and Black Knight. But,
nice.
Yeah, I am, what do you, yeah, I'm curious how that's gonna all work out, actually.
You have to see this cutscene again.
Yeah, we gotta go back and get some more goodies.
This pisses me off to no end. It's like, the challenges don't even spawn until you reach the boss gate for the first time, and even then, once you're all done with the challenges, there's no immediate warp right back to the boss gate. You have to trek through all this all over again.
It was one thing in Sonic where it was right there, but considering you have to complete a small little stage to even get there.
You know what? Again,
it's
point one for Generations. Like, they just activate the second you finish the zones. You don't have to do any, like, extra malarkey like that.
Correction. I think you mean Sonic Generations.
Oh, isn't that what I said?
You just said Generations. Remember, this is called Shadow Generations.
Fine.
There is a distinction now.
Regardless, if there was ever a mod, I would love that they could... This is the one thing that so far as I'm watching this, I feel like breaks pace the most.
It is an unfortunate pace breaker. Like, as much as I don't mind, like, going all across this here, hub world, collecting all the doodads and whatnot, it is one of those things where until you actually activate the gates proper, fast travel's kind of just not there.
Yeah, what do you think, Doug?
Just kind of wish they just got rid of the whole going up there and then they disappear after you're finished a certain thing. Like, that just ruins it for me.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
Again, I think the whole thing should have just been fixed if they let the gate be like active right then and there, so that way, like, sure, you can't get into it, but at the very least you can warp right back to it once you're done with this crap.
Right.
Literally, yeah.
Like, honestly,
like
how Frontiers already did it.
I mean, I'd also just, even then, I'm also just someone who, like I've already said before, like, cut out the middleman, just forget the fucking challenges, just make at least one or two more zones, just to add on to the game length.
Agreed. Oh,
I mean, I'm not inherently against the idea of the challenges, you know, just to, oh boy. Like, I'm not inherently against the idea of the challenges, because, you know, like, I think that, barring some glaring exceptions, I thought they were fine in, like, Sonic Generations, but yeah, in the case of, like, Shadow Generations, they do feel, like, especially egregious.
That was loud.
I mean, at the end of the day, it all just kind of feels like padding. Like, or even the, well, okay, no, it's purely just padding, even if, you know, it's kind of been a thing since Sonic Adventure. Honestly, yeah, just Sonic Adventure. Like, there's additional challenges to all these pre-existing levels, and I mean, that's fair enough. It also feels like for all the copious amounts of, like, busy work they add on, they could have used some of those resources instead to make another new level.
You know what I also think that
because this game doesn't even have that many of them.
You know, like, I think that's another thing that I'll also give, like, base gens, is the fact that, like, even though there's a lot of them, you technically don't really need to play all of them in order to beat the game. Like, you only need to complete, like, technically, like, one per zone.
Yeah. Although, there is something funny about that this game does that I also think is kind of stupid.
Oh?
It kind of gives you the false impression that you don't even need to grab all of the keys at first.
At first.
Because, the amount of keys you need for all the boss gates is usually not... They don't ask for that much. But by the time you reach the last one, you essentially need to have found all of the keys.
All of the keys?
Yep.
You'll see soon.
I'll see soon?
Yes.
Sorry.
There's no bossing say.
Sorry, I'm in a bit of a silly mood right now. Anyway.
there's
You're
no
a bit of a
bossing
silly
say.
mood right now.
What? I think that's what Doug wishes when it comes to bossing say. He's like, I wish there was no bossing say.
The little glimpses we've been seeing in the journal are reminding me that, again, like, I don't know if they would ever consider remaking it or having the characters return or anything like that, but the redesign of Maria and now seeing it in three-dimensional, nice, and seeing it in 3 dimensions is again making it is making me think of how what the hell is this?
A challenge.
Oh, okay.
Yep, mini challenges that you can do in the hub.
Okay, that's cute. It is reminding me about how, honestly, sort of a solid redesign that one Sonic calendar of Maria looked.
Are you talking about Elise?
Or Elise, not Maria. Sorry, Elise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mixed up her name.
Right. You know, the one where she was figure skating with Silver.
Right,
Yeah.
but like in that art style, like again, like it did just make me realize that I think one of the biggest like pet peeves about 06 was just who'd have thunk, the photorealistic look maybe wasn't the best.
Yeah, which I don't know. It's still weird to think about that, considering I think there are better cases of doing slightly semi-realistic humans in games like the storybook games. Like, I think the side characters they included there were perfectly fine.
That's
To
fair.
be fair,
But
like
then you got like Sonic 06, where it's like the characters look like they were ripped right out of a budgeted Final Fantasy game.
Right.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
like the ones in the storybook games, they were at least stylized to a degree. Whereas with 06, there was no stylization; it was just pure uncanny valley.
Including Eggman.
Yeah, I mean, I'll make a slight argument for Elise, but everyone else looked painstakingly like Sims-esque.
Eggman's
Okay,
outfit.
maybe not even Sims-esque, just yeah.
I will say Eggman. I'll argue fine. Eggman's outfit was fine, but like just like the actual like old man, like he just it was.
Well, I mean, Eggman is an old man, to be fair.
But he did it. That's not supposed to be. But you know what I mean by that. Like it just was a little bit.
Now you're just making me think. Now you're just making me think of Eggman one day just looks in the mirror and looks at all the wrinkles on himself and just goes, "Oh, egad!
You've got multiple chins, cause
you're
old. I say two.
Coupon, cut the radio!"
Oh no!
But I like that song.
Come on!
Go on, get, there you go.
Yeah.
Man, these pages are kind of annoying to get, aren't they?
I'm just surprised they're coming up more frequent.
Are there certain
Yeah, no,
certain
it's like
criteria that need to be filled for them to spawn, or is it just whenever?
They come at random.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's mostly random. Which, you know what? It does remind me of something that, like I was practically done with the game by the time I was searching for all of the rest of the pages to Gerald's journal, and I was having the shittiest luck finding the last couple of pages.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Damn. I wonder if there's an.
And then I learned a little too late that apparently, it is very well possible for those other pages to be located in something we haven't even seen yet.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Also, nice one, Doug. You saved it. I was gonna say, Doug, I wonder if there's an achievement, because this stage, I don't think it auto gave it to you. You had to run into it. I wonder if there's an achievement for completing one of these challenges and just straight up just declining the actual ring they give you.
No, there wasn't.
Damn, I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't even need this. Pathetic.
They're doing the same achievement stuff like how base generations that handle it.
Oh, well.
Except for a certain few that doesn't come back for base generations.
Nice.
Yeah, like any of the friend missions.
Wee.
That and the whole don't touch the water thing for a chemical plant.
You won a free trip to the store.
What do I get?
Nothing. You get the whole store.
The whole store is yours.
You win this complimentary Sonic popsicle.
Everything the light touches.
But it's already melted.
By the way,
And the eyeballs aren't in the right places.
By the way, I'm putting
they
on the
never
record.
are.
By the way, I'm putting on the record. Disney, you're being a petty bitch about everything that's going on right now.
But to be fair, what else is new?
I know. And the fact that, oh god,
God.
all of his old like precursor designs.
I hate
Oh,
that
Terios.
fucking model in this goddamn game. I hate it so
Oh, that's
goddamn
also
much.
another thing that's
yeah.
kind of interesting, that, like, well, for one thing, they brought back the concept of, like, skins for Shadow and the other Sonics, because depending on how you pre-order it, you can get a Dreamcast skin for Sonic and a Sonic Jam-inspired skin for Classic Sonic. And for Shadow, he gets a skin based on one of the early Terios concept arts.
Which, if you're wondering, I will show that in the next section.
No!
Does it show in cutscenes?
Just
or
once. Just once.
Does it show in cutscenes or just?
I think it does not show in cutscenes, but I could be
No,
wrong.
it doesn't show
Just
in
bought-
cutscenes.
Just stage cutscenes, that's it.
Okay. I am curious, like, why his name was going to be Terios, besides, like, maybe a dog, so, like, a wolf or terrier or whatever.
It meant something, but I forgot what it was.
It could have also just been a concept name they never planned to stick with.
Probably.
Honestly, I just hear it. Honestly, it just makes it kind of makes it sound like someone's mispronouncing Teria.
But it is...
Teria!
But it is wild, honestly, looking at the Terios design, because you think, like, oh, like, the Shadow, the Hedgehog, like, one of the most, like, ultimate, like, edgy designs. And you see Terios, and it's like, God, he looks like something from, he looks like something from, it looks like something, like, woke up on the wrong side of the Archie.
I will say, though,
Wrong
like,
side of the Archie.
I will give the Terios design this, though, because, like, one of the whole big plot points of SA2 is that, like, the military mistook him for Sonic. I could kind of see them having an easier time mistaking him for Sonic if he had stuck with that design.
Fair.
That I could see.
So yeah, have fun trying to get that note if you ever decide to grab it.
Oh, wait, actually.
Whoop!
You actually gonna go for it?
All
It's
right,
too
guys.
far
just remembered.
away! You can't fly.
Who said I needed to fly?
We're not aiming for the truck.
And then Buzz just kicks Woody into the hemisphere. You got.
There you
For
go.
true. That's for true.
Way to dance on my words there, buddy.
And hey, interesting. That's actually, who did that?
I think that's concept art for Shadow the
I was
Hedgehog.
about to say, like, what high
I think
school,
so, yeah.
what high school notebook did they have to dig up to find that art piece?
What I want to know is that, like, if you look at that, it looked like maybe it was like an early abandoned concept, or it's just something I'm not recognizing. It looked like there was another evil Eggman there.
I think it was supposed to be
Or it could
Eggman
have just
and
been
Gerald.
yeah.
Okay, and to clarify, I'm not saying
Someone
high school and that it was
practiced.
bad, I'm just saying it looked absolutely like the kind of art pieces that some friends of mine in high school would have drawn in their angsty days, like doodling.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the kind. Listen, that's just the kind of vibe that Shadow always exuded.
Yeah.
He was always meant for that crowd.
Yep. One hell of a crowd, I would say.
Again, it's interesting about, like, it is interesting, like, what Shadow as a character has, like, become and stuff, and
And has unfortunately become a bit of a byproduct as to why the Sonic fanbase is as dilapidated as it is.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can definitely make the argument that, like, the dominoes were starting to fall with the original Sonic Adventure, but then Sonic Adventure 2 kind of just, they kind of just, like, made it explode.
Need an explosion.
Exactly. They gave it they gave the dominoes a big fat waft in the forward direction.
I know you said
Back here,
whack.
boy.
It almost sounded like you said give him a
oh,
waft.
whoa, he tried to juke you at the last moment, and more terrors.
Yeah.
More noodle-armed hedgehogs for your enjoyment. And you know, I'm kind of a controversial take. I kind of miss that era. Just seeing when the Sonic characters could be animated as if they actually did have noodle limbs.
Oh, where it's a little bit more like rubber hosey.
Kinda. Basically, the Sonic Adventures 1/Sonic Adventure 2 art style, where everything didn't feel so, I don't know, so anatomically accurate, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
No, I
Something
get you
about
what you
the
mean.
model
Where
designs.
it was a little bit more loose and definitely a little bit more droopy.
Yeah, essentially. Like they wore that kind of wore that anatomy with pride.
Good grief, he's not wearing any pants.
I don't think he even. I don't think he even owns. I don't think he even owns pants, Logan. Yeah, I mean he doesn't even have legs.
You fool. I have no pants.
Pants are
I think I twisted my leg.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Ow.
Wait a minute.
He's
Don't-
bounced on them the heels.
Don't worry, Shadow will have feeling in his feet again before too long. So, before we knock out the session, Doug, shall we go ahead and take out the giant of metal?
You know what? Just because I fell up to it, I was originally going to stop it here, but why not? Let's hit a stop.
And on a
Okay,
high
I'd
note.
actually say this would be a perfect stopping point, considering after this we'll only have two more levels and 2 more boss fights.
Oh, we're halfway done? Oh, damn.
Essentially.
Yeah,
We're
because
halfway
like,
done.
if you know what you're doing, like, this game is honestly roughly the same length, give or take an hour or 2, as base Generations.
Okay. Less cutscenes, though, like more gameplay.
Yep.
Also, hey, what I'm
So,
made of.
Fun song, fun locale, surfs up, and a voice that everyone here can agree is a hell of a downgrade.
Yeah.
I love Ray Chase, though, so I'm not gonna blame him too much. I think he would have worked if he wasn't told, hey, do a monster voice, and that's it.
Yeah, I'll agree there.
It's just like maybe the filter need to be better.
Maybe the filter,
It's
like,
not so much the filtering for me.
yeah. I think a lot of it is just the voice. It's a lot deeper than how Metal Overlord originally sounded, and I still think that, I'm not against Ray Chase voicing him. I still think it's a big missed opportunity to not have Roger voice him, just to keep in line with how in Heroes Ryan voiced both Sonic and Metal.
Right,
Which is so funny considering that we've recently had examples where Roger has started to voice a couple more Sonic characters, namely Omega and Abraham Towers. And then it's like, I mean, okay, with Omega, that's one thing, considering you can pretty much have anyone voice Omega so long as you give them the appropriate filter. But then you get 8 Towers, and it's like, that is like the last character I'd ever expect a guy who voices Sonic to also portray.
It is funny though, because
to be
like
fair,
in
he
many
voices
ways,
Batman.
I was about to say yeah, because like in many ways, like Abraham Tower isn't really that much different from a lot of the roles Roger usually voices outside of Sonic.
I mean, that's fair, but I'd also imagine, whenever I think of 8 Towers, I don't immediately think of youngish man-sounding voice.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, again, I think it's just a bit too deep. But I mean, but everything else, like it's sick seeing Metal Overlord again. He's a really cool design. I'm glad they're getting a bit more use out of.
Kind of you know what? I have a very weird question to ask you fellas, because I know it's sort of spoiling the future fight we'll be doing.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, granted, it's kind of the worst kept secret, even before the game came out.
What's up?
What would you have felt? How would you have felt if? Remind me, who voices Nephilus in
Robbie
Shadow
Damon.
Gems?
Robbie Damon.
Would Robbie Damon have been a good enough fit for Metal Overlord?
I would say yes, but it really does depend, because, like, kind of like what Sam's saying is that, like, I don't think Ray Chase is a bad choice for Metal, it's just the direction he was given. So if Robbie were to voice
That's
Metal,
fair.
it would very much depend on direction. Although I'll say, just based on his voice alone, I think he probably could sound a bit closer to how Metal Overlord originally sounded.
Also, where?
Yeah.
Also, just now, dawned on me, is this supposed to be the prison night? Where are we?
Basically the I assume this is like the remains of what was, okay, maybe not even the
think it's Prison
They'll
Island.
look up-
I'd imagine the remains of Big Fleet.
Yeah, either the remains or maybe this is where the 8 fleets were initially launched from.
Right.
Either which way, yeah, this locale does look very different.
Well, I mean,
from what
like,
we've
it's
seen
basically
before.
just, like, all those towers that, like, the rest of the teams were fighting Metal Overlord on.
Get him.
That is also true.
Nice.
Also, I will admit, as much as I'm not against the idea of, you know, a boss fight against Metal Overlord and Sonic / Shadow Generations, I'm not the only one that feels like it was kind of inappropriate to have this be a Shadow Gens thing, considering Shadow barely had anything to do with Metal Overlord.
He did at least fight him.
He did, true, but this feels like, you know what? In the same way that it felt weird that Sonic was facing Biolizard in 3DS Sonic Generations, I kind of get that same feeling with Shadow fighting Metal Overlord here.
I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
it's a little bit more excusable here, because like Logan said, at least Shadow actually fought Metal Overlord at some point.
Right. You know what? Basically what I'm trying to get at is, it would have felt more appropriate if he faced Infinite instead.
That's fair.
I mean, we do have a Forces stage here, so why not?
And that moon thing is looking a little freakier.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to jut out of his egg.
That's no moon.
It's also kind of funny that we're talking about it because it did remind me of the boss that was settled for Shadow specifically. Like, these choices that we got for battling them. I saw a YouTube video a while ago saying, basically Shadow find reflections of what characterization they're supposed to be, other than characterizations they are compared to Shadow, and to an extent Sonic as well, which I'm not against. It is a actually interesting thing to think about.
Right.
It's the same tingle as my new abilities.
God, I want to hear Shadow say the word tingle one more time. It's so funny. Anyway.
The weird tingly sensation in my hands.
Logadini talk.
Oh snap! You're just saying straight up Faustian. Like, yeah, deal with the devil.
Yeah.
Still Faustian, that's a word you don't hear a lot in Sonic.
Listen, this is the same franchise that got away with saying, "You're going home in a box."
Yeah.
And also, so long as I can strangle a Zeddy, my hands are fine.
Well, I'm not even talking about like the dark implications. I just mean like the word itself. I mean that's a $3 word right there.
I mean, considering that.
Oh, look at the little Biolizard.
Wow.
He's like, help me.
And then Rita Repulsa said, "Make my monster grow."
Oh no.
So when that alien warlord reached out to me,
Just reach out to you like on email, like,
We saw you in the market for some ultimate life forms. Wanna hit me up? Send me some deets.
Evil alien overlords in your area.
I see there's one for you. I see you doing.
Name your
no,
name your price, devil.
The 7 Chaos Emeralds. I see you're working on an art piece. I have a few notes of feedback.
and then we got Shadow after the Biolizard. It would be that kind of.
Oh, it's hard.
He would be that commissioner where he just out of nowhere just says, you know what, let's just scrap it all. Let's just draw a completely different design.
I don't like
the whole thing there.
lizards.
Yeah, the whole thing we did talk over is that what Jared was explaining. Black Doom is basically trying to make himself a new body. Either that or take over Shadow completely.
Well, that ain't good. So I guess
like reborn in him, so he can reborn. I think the thing that what Dark Beginnings also kind of did is that there were some essence of Black Arm's DNA that remained, possibly, and that's how he got reborn that way. Which
so we're
it's
less
a cool
facing
concept
Black...
of an idea.
So we're facing less Black Doom, himself, but more so his spirit.
In a sense,
I mean, it is a clever enough like implementation of like time travel and like can someone remain dead with this. And of note, in Dark Beginnings and in that one comic panel thingy, it is implying even that perhaps the whole sense of like this pit of hatred. Hello. Anyway, this whole pit of hatred and like resentment and like energy and Shadow may have been even influenced by the fact of Black Doom may have been the one who influenced the gun soldier to open fire on Maria in the first place.
I guess that always still. I mean, that's only something they only did with that particular manga, and even then, I feel like that's.
I like how Doug made it so that like Shadow
anything.
stared into your soul for a second. It's like, are you actually serious?
Like that, you know what I meant. Like there was like implications of that.
I mean, that could be something that we can possibly save for the next session.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've definitely gone over time.
We're already halfway across the game, so this is a good stopping point.
All good. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, when we next do Shadow Generations, we are more or less likely going to finish it, and hopefully restore the timeline, at least the bits of it that Sonic wasn't able to.
And hope to God Shadow doesn't make that suggestion that you said earlier.
Yeah, even Shadow should know the ramifications of altering the timeline.
Tisk tisk.
You should know better. Tisk tisk tisk, young hedgehog. But anyway.
Till next time, everybody.
Bye.
I want my coffee now.